behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. That was at the beginning of the scenes, but the scenes was out.
Support be not feeling good for me.
Well, you could slide it out your way. It's not your chair, motherfucker.
There we go.
You got to put it in your lumbar.
My fault.
That's all right. Just adjust it more while we're recording.
Yeah. That's all.
Is that sarcasm? Is that for?
Nah. Yeah, he's serious. I'm fucking with you. He wasn't serious, but okay.
Do you need it higher or something?
Do you need it?
I mean, nah, I'm good.
He's
I'm
uncomfortable.
Good.
My man,
he looks uncomfortable.
People, my man's.
Forgetting this is his
first
premiere
time.
Premiere, you gotta give me looking.
He's not used to this.
He should have to go for it too.
He's not used to this.
He's like, come on now, you wasn't used.
I wasn't, but guess what? I'm here. I ain't smacking the mic no more, motherfucker. Like
every week, Darren would be like, "And you know, I love my wife because."
Facts. I be smacking the hell out the mic.
Smacking the mic like it's your dick.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah, we're going to bleep that out.
I ain't say nobody else's.
First of all, you don't smack your dick. That's a problem. If you out here smacking
doing that, you got a problem. You think you need to go see your doctor for physical.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Anyway, I want to get this shit started.
Let's kick it off. Again.
Take two.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I am what I am, and I'm going to be the very best of what I am. And for those who don't like me confidentially, I don't give a damn. I'd like to thank you for letting me be myself.
Welcome back to Warm the Crib Podcast. I'm Rahmonn.
I'm Darien.
I'm Zach.
I'm Happen.
Your boy has a mic.
We asked the people voted, regardless of how many times I voted no from different accounts, burner accounts. But good to have you on the mic, sir. It'll save me time in editing from having to reach in between those peaks and raising up and shit. You guys are tuned into episode 12. Thank you for letting us take time up to celebrate my man's birthday.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how was your birthday, sir?
Birthday was incredible. Basically spent it with my wife over the weekend in Ocean City. Pretty much got drunk as shit. Ain't had to have no worries or nothing. That shit was awesome. I don't even remember how I got back to the hotel. So.
Oh shit.
But we
you
had
wasn't
fun.
driving, right?
Yeah, I was driving.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Don't do that at home. No.
Might have to timestamp that. Kill that.
I made an advertisement about that.
I don't remember none of that shit.
Just do a short film on that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We got our victim here. Victim number 1.
Hey, it was a blast though.
Have y'all seen that video? Speaking of short films of a girl trying to act, and they're doing like a don't drink and drive, and they show her flying out the car.
Oh yeah,
bruh.
And she was like, don't you want to put your seatbelt on? She was like, YOLO.
Put y'all seatbelts on. Psh, YOLO.
Oh shit. No, but I miss you fellas. I gotta admit the time off was nice.
Yeah.
But I miss this.
Yeah. I miss this too, man. Looking at y'all ugly ass niggas. It's like nah. It's like nah. Real shit. So, what you grateful for?
This is gonna sound pretentious, but on brand.
I didn't like the dramatic mic move, but okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm grateful for me. Right. One thing my boy Art always says all the time is like, everybody, and it's kind of funny, I'm gonna say it, everybody be like, thank this person, thank Jesus, thank the universe. He's like, but thank yourself because you did the work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought about it, and like I think about the people we deal with on a basis, the day-to-day basis, and they just don't grasp concepts. And I'm grateful for me and who I am and everything in the world that shaped who I am.
Right.
I'm grateful for me.
That makes sense. I feel you.
What about you, sir?
Shit. I'm grateful for another motherfucking year of life.
That's what's up.
That's literally what I'm grateful for. The fact that I could just be here, enjoy moments like this, and continue to grow and do stuff in my life. Because I know a lot of niggas that ain't make it to 29. Shit, I know a lot of niggas that ain't make it to 19. So, yeah.
ZACHARIAH Films, what are you grateful for, sir?
Grateful for living life to the fullest. Well, I ain't say living life to the fullest yet. I still got a lot of life to live.
Yeah.
But Live and be great. Be great that you wake up today. You feel me?
Yeah.
I ain't no pastor now. We ain't gonna get in religion, but today's topic is
I can see you being a deacon though. You can definitely see him being a deacon.
He got the suave move and all that shit.
move.
Yeah.
Can't you see him in the little corduroy jacket with the elbow pads on it?
Facts.
Sister, you need some extra Bible study
sister.
this
I
week.
need to talk to you, brother. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I want to give a special shout out to your brother. To him and Vision Family TV.
Yep.
This morning I got in like a, you know how they say you end up down a rabbit hole, and I was checking out one of his videos and then I kept watching them. So I appreciate your vulnerability and the positive message you're trying to put out there. I just want to say, one creative to another one, keep doing it. Your family is amazing. Your niece and nephew are gorgeous.
Facts.
For you to be ugly nigga, y'all make some beautiful children.
That's funny as shit.
But yeah, great vlog series, man. Keep it up. And sorry to disappoint you. I felt so bad because last week he messaged on Facebook. He was like, "It's Thursday. You know what time it is." I'm like, no.
Yeah, not this week, man.
Not this week, but we got you
next week.
So
that's facts. But yeah, it's a good thing to see his transition, see his vulnerability, and see him be able to talk about the stuff that he been through and trying to be better and just live life happy. And that's what it's about. For real, for real.
Facts.
I'm proud of his ass. So.
But good series, Visions Family TV. Go check it out on YouTube. And he puts out content regularly.
Yeah, too. Every day.
Yeah.
Damn near every day. Yeah,
that's what's up.
At least.
And I like that me and him have something in common. We love documentaries. So me and him might do a special episode on the documentary. I watched a couple this week, or the past couple weeks. This dude, Macy, the fuck is this guy's name? It's right on Netflix, but dude was like stealing boys, teenage boys. And he had a little tiny house in Chicago. And long story less long, if you watch it, he had 20 some odd bodies. Cause you know the old school houses, they had like the crawl space under the house. So you lift the floorboard up and they went down in there. And he had 20 some odd bodies in like his house probably was the footprint of maybe my apartment, not very big.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, sick bastard.
Yeah.
Squeezing them in there. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, but
pack him in that bitch like
smell.
some fucking sardines. God
like,
damn.
If you have like chicken that went bad and like she just peeled the chicken, the plastic open a little bit, like, don't cook that, throw it away. So I can imagine living in a house with 26
and his neighbors
bodies.
Ain't smell that? Come on now.
Something was wrong. But 26 bodies. It wasn't like he used no lye. You know, they say you used the lye.
Yeah.
Damn, it's like out on the porch and shit again. It's only because I watch a lot of documentaries.
Okay.
But the way they found them is they saw like these red worms circulating in the ground because were eating the flesh.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, it's crazy. You watch anything? No, you don't watch shit. You watch anything interesting this week?
Nah, I ain't watch shit either.
You don't watch shit.
I mean, I was streaming kind of.
Okay.
Check out.
Check out these guys do other things too. They both stream.
Facts.
I used to think it was weird because I was like, who's gonna watch somebody else play a video game? And then one time, I'm used to the old school days of the strategy guide. They don't really sell them no more. And I was stuck on a part on the game, and I went to YouTube. I was like, oh, somebody's probably figured it out on YouTube. And I went to YouTube, and I found the answer I was looking for. And then 40 minutes had went by because I was just watching this guy play the game. I was like, oh shit, this is entertaining.
Especially if they nice.
Yeah, I would have never thought it.
Funny. You ain't gotta be nice.
Or they funny. That's facts.
Yeah.
Oh, you saying you not nice, you just funny?
I mean, I'm the best at my capability. It's better way of saying it. I'm okay.
I want to say, explain that some more.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm in competition with myself.
Yeah. I ain't looking to be better than anybody else but myself. But just know, if you pull up on that Apex, you will get clapped, okay? Okay, I'm just gonna let that know.
Okay.
I haven't played Apex in a while.
You do be telling that to Amir every time you come in the store.
I was supposed to play Duty with them for a while, and Amir
What
backed
is
out.
Apex? Is it like another shooter
Battle
game?
Royale.
Yeah, it's a battle royale game. You know what that mean?
Yeah.
My son was playing when I called him
Survival of
earlier
the
today,
fittest type
actually.
thing.
Yeah, it's basically a bunch of squads of 3 people, and y'all gotta fight to be the last one. They drop y'all with nothing. Y'all gotta find your weapons and all that shit. And then,
Oh, so it's kind of like PUBG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who started it though? Was it PUBG?
I don't know. That's a big argument between
We ain't gonna start about that.
PUBG, Fortnite, and all of them. They all. We were first. Don't nobody give a fuck. We play the games. That's it. That's it. We don't give a fuck who came first.
Yeah, Kanye didn't care that Ray J came first. You know.
Wow.
Literally.
I mean, wasn't Reggie Bush in it too?
Oh, I forgot about that. That's way back. Was you even born when she was dating Reggie Bush?
Yeah, that was like 2005, maybe 2006, around there. Remember, he was at USC at the time too. I think.
Damn, she been through a lot of dudes.
She let the bodies hit the floor.
She was doing battle royale, survival to finish. Like, I don't find the best characters and players.
I be wondering, like, because look at Pete Davidson's track record, right? Pete Davidson of two that I know, he had Ariana Grande and Kim Kardashian.
He scared away Ariana Grande.
Man, like somebody, I think I saw a meme.
That nigga look like a serial killer to me.
Yeah, somebody set up a meme and they said, he probably just texts back fast.
That's
Kim
funny.
K,
Who be it for me to say what's attractive to a woman? But
yeah,
that's the surprise.
It's confidence, like you said.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. You did say that.
You did say confidence.
I've got women too, so who am I talking?
Yeah.
That's funny. Me and him had the funniest back and forth. I tried to post a picture for his birthday on the page.
It's man.
Listen, first of all,
dirty. You did him dirty.
He did ask me. I didn't see the message.
I asked him.
but
I said, "Send me a picture so I could post it for your birthday." And
But
I waited like 3 hours.
He sent you.
My dress is all fucked up.
Yeah,
nigga.
In my defense, your wife posted the picture. So when she posted the post
Yeah,
about
that was
you,
one of the last few out of all of the fucking 50 that was
you know,
there.
you're in love ass. Every picture you have is with your fucking wife. It ain't many of you by yourself. And I'm sorry, you look better when you next to T.
Oh, fuck you.
Still in the show.
Shit, can't help that. No, but
shit.
I was like, all right, this is a safe bet that if I pick one that your wife put out there, it might be the right picture. And I was trying to get a current one because there were some ones that were better, but it was when your hair was shorter. I was like,
I don't got no more recent ones. My hair long as shit compared to what it was then. Huh? I do need a photo shoot.
Hit up Zachariah.
I've been waiting on it. I sent it to baby. He ain't hit me back.
So,
we definitely.
I got to shout out my guy. So I sent, as usual, I be barraging with messages because I have ideas and shit. And I learned this interesting concept of why it is. It says everybody has a biological prime time. It's like they say if you like alleviate coffee or other mind-altering substances, you can quickly identify when your brain's the sharpest and wants to do things. So, for example, for me, I'm wide awake first thing in the morning. My brain's full of ideas, and I usually want to go to the gym or work out in the morning because I figure I'm up and I can get it out the way. But I'm actually doing myself a disservice. I should be doing more creative stuff in that time, and in that downtime that I talked about in the middle of the afternoon. That's when I should go work out because it's not requiring brain power. Yeah. And then I get re-energized at the end of the day.
That's smart.
But anyway, I sent you this video, and he never, like usual, on brand. I didn't hear shit. I'm like, all right, it's his birthday. And I was like, wow, that movie was kind of the basis of conversation this week. I don't know if he watched it. And then he texted me today. He was like, yo, that shit was good.
Y'all be fucking proud of me. God damn it. I watched something that was part of the conversation. Huh?
I was the Darien today.
He ain't watch shit. He normally watch everything with you. He ain't watch shit.
And the crazy part was so Kevin Smith we're talking about the movie Dogma that came out in 1999, I think it was.
That's old.
Yeah. And Kevin Smith,
it was a good movie though.
Yeah. I like Kevin Smith's writing. He's done like the Mallrats stuff and the Jay and Silent Bob shit. That's all
Jay and Silent Bob, I fuck with them.
Clerks was his famous movie. Yeah. So I was like, oh, it's got to be streaming somewhere. But apparently when he produced it, Harvey Weinstein owns the rights to it. So they didn't want to like deal with trying to get the rights back. And that's why you can't find it streaming anywhere. So I was like, oh, I'll just try and rip it and I'll store it in a cloud somewhere for you guys. And then I realized that I lent it to somebody and I don't remember who I lent. I think I lent it to my friend Danielle, but I can't remember. And so I was like, shit. And I was like, well, let me see if it's on YouTube. And that was a damn good copy that's on YouTube. Yeah. The only thing that was a little scary was you see the YouTube user's name.
Yeah.
Like Russia or something. I was like,
tension right now ain't
But I sat here that morning, I sent you guys a text. I sat here and watched the whole thing again. Great movie. I think it makes a great poignant point about religion. And I'll start by saying this. A lot of times people will say, Like you don't want to touch touchy subjects like politics and religion. But I think that's like most things that are a problem, people don't take the time to talk about it to understand where people are coming from. So I think it should be okay.
Fuck that, we stirring up the pot.
Yeah, it should be okay to have a respectful, open conversation about what you believe and what you think is right, etc. And, you know, I'll say this, if it's your last time listening, we've enjoyed you. Sorry you got to go. But the point is not to polarize people, but I think it's an important conversation because there's so many, I had so many different thoughts. And it started for us, we were watching a documentary about this guy who is a Mormon. Yeah, he's a Mormon. And long story less long, he started his own sect. And he took some women to Texas.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just don't know his name, but I know what you're talking
about. Yeah, I forget his name. Well, we stopped watching it because it sparked a big argument with us because of some of my feelings and stuff that I'll get into later on. But the thing that started the conversation was, well, why did these women just accept this? I said, well, if you think about it, they're born into that. That's how they're raised and that's what they believe. So they wouldn't know any different, right? Like all of us, there's something that we've learned and it's been ingrained in us. Like to this day, my great grandmother used to say, a woman shouldn't put her purse on the floor, she'll always be broke. And to this day, if I see somebody else like at work and their purse is on the floor, I'm like, excuse me, can you take your purse off the floor? And it's a superstition, right? It's probably nothing to it. Yeah. But it's ingrained in your brain. Where I think that's incorrect is I've always said that I think you should be allowed to explore different religions to understand what you believe. And I'll say this and I'll stop talking for a second. Because it's crazy to me that even in trying to think openly about it, because of how I was raised, sometimes I feel guilty or like I'm doing something wrong for exploring my thoughts. So I'll start with the definition of religion and I want to hear you guys' take on it. Let's see. It says, religion, a particular system of faith and worship, a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and purposes. Do you believe in? Are you a particular religion?
I am, but I'm not going to speak on that.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I just go to church. That's how I know.
Okay.
Or I.
Okay. It's actually funny. Zach is surprisingly quiet with the mic in front of him. What about you, sir?
I don't follow any religion, but I believe in higher power.
Okay.
I believe in God and all of that, but I don't believe in majority religions. Because personally, I feel like all these religions were man-made. Like, nobody knows. Like, it's always somebody wrote this book about what happened, but none of y'all have the actual story of how everything was created. So, personally, I just feel like as long as you have a connection with God or feel some type of way with God, then you're good. I don't feel like you have to follow a specific religion. I feel like that's just being spiritual. That's not, you don't have to follow a religion to have faith.
Okay.
That's me personally.
What about you, sir?
The religion part?
Yeah.
Like what religion I am?
No. You said you weren't going to answer that, and I respect that.
Okay.
But do you wholeheartedly believe it?
I believe it, but also like I'll listen to other stuff. Like I watch other people's religion and stuff like that. I mean, it's all off the same basis type of thing. Same. A
lot of them pretty much follow the same God. They just have
higher power.
Smaller, like they just have small
Change
critiques
out
about
things,
yeah.
So it's interesting because one thing that Bethany Sloan's character said in the movie that stuck out, one of the things she said that stuck out to me is when the movie starts, she's Catholic and she works in an abortion clinic, right? Highly a sin in the Catholic religion. And she said, faith is like a glass. When you're little, it's easier to fill the glass. But as you get older, the glass gets bigger and it becomes harder to fill the glass. And I think anybody intelligent, you question things, right? And there were things I blindly believed growing up. Like I didn't, this is God. If you do this, you're going to hell. If you do this, you're going to heaven. You need to be saved. And then I met my friend Brian. Brian's a super smart dude. He's a writer. He's finishing up one of his novels. I can't wait to read it. Brian is somebody that I always credit with helping me be open-minded, because up until that point in my life, anything my parents or my family said growing up was law, right? If you did something differently, you were a weirdo, and there was no questioning that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was about him that made me interested to understand everything about him. At the time, Brian was a self-proclaimed atheist. He didn't believe in a higher power. He didn't believe in religion. But he was fascinated by it. He used to say, the Bible is one of my favorite storybooks. And so he studied other religions. But I was even so strict, like when, what's the fucking movie that came out? The Da Vinci Code. Because the Da Vinci Code, the girl I was dating at the time was into it, and she wanted me to read it. And I'm like, I can't read that. Like, I wouldn't dare. Like, that goes against everything I've ever learned. I wasn't even open-minded to listening to anything else. And just his love for information, and it made me want to learn more and get more information. And then over the years, you learn that Black people, we weren't Christian religion based. We were Muslim religion based. And then they changed it because there's this form of control. I was going to give you another movie, but I didn't want to overwhelm you. But there's this movie called The Invention of Lying. It's a difficult watch because it's English humor is very, very dry. But in the premise of it, nobody can lie. So, like, if you think my shirt is ugly, you just tell me straight up, your shirt is ugly, bro.
Yeah.
I would no sugar. Do that, I mean, you would do it anyway. But in this world, everybody talk like that.
Yeah.
And then this guy, he was the only person that could lie. And one of the things he did with that power is he created religion. And so I found that concept fascinating. Again, I didn't want to overwhelm you because that one's another 2-hour movie.
God damn.
So what do you think? Do you think you should be allowed to choose your own religion? Like, you'll get married one day, and you're already married and have children. Would you, I don't want to say force, but kind of force your children to believe exactly what you believe, or would you allow them to explore on their own and make their own decision?
I mean, starting out, probably I'll give them religion, but then if they choose to go to another path, then sure.
That's what I would do. I'm gonna let them figure out what they want to figure out.
See, because now
you gotta learn by yourself. Like,
but it's tough though, because if you grow, like, nobody said you have to be Christian, but you heard people say that religion's wrong and this one is wrong for this reason and that one's wrong for that reason.
But they're all wrong for a reason.
And if you grow up hearing that, well, kind of going back to the point you made, like, one of my arguments last week was, it's in the Bible, but that story was, there was no written language at first.
Yeah.
So I lived the story, and I told you the story, and to the best of your ability, you told him the story, and then he told him somebody the story.
That whisper thing, like,
that game,
and it starts to defer and change all different ways.
They say a person with the most amount of attention, all they could ever get from you is 50 to 75% of what you said. So, like, if I'm trying to teach you something, to do something the same way I do it,
I'm not going
the best you'll ever get it is 50 to 75%. And that's like 1%. So now imagine that scenario. You take that and you pass it down by the time it gets to him, and now he's a king somewhere. And a rule doesn't fit him. Like Henry VIII, I believe it is. You know, in most Catholic religions, you couldn't get divorced. In Protestant religions, you can. And he wanted to be able to get divorced because science wasn't as developed, and he couldn't have a son to take over his kingdom. And so he kept remarrying to try and have a son, not realizing it was him. But he rewrote that for that purpose. You know what I mean? So it's funny, the more I was diving into the topic, I was thinking, like, I'm so anti-religion, right? What's one of the things Chris Rock said in the movie? He said he thinks it's better to have an idea than a belief system, because a belief system can be corrupted and used to control people, where an idea is better. And I was like, damn. Even after, when I first saw the movie, it was enlightening, but again, I felt weird because I'm not supposed to be believing this stuff.
But after some years and you opening your mind and actually watching that shit opens your fucking eyes. Like,
it is. I mean, some of the bloodiest wars in history
were falling over religion. That's literally.
Let me see. I had some questions here. So one of the things I wrote down, it says, religion serves several functions for society. They include giving meaning and purpose to life, reinforcing social unity and stability, serving as an agent of social control or behavior, promoting physical and psychological well-being, and motivating people to work for positive social change. So let's say, here's a great question I pose to you. So everybody's in this room grew up based on like Christian-based religion, correct? So in most Christian-based religions, if you don't accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you have no entry to heaven. So one of the questions I posed when we were having this argument, I'm only talking quick because it was such a serious argument, but was, so you're saying if you live a generally good life, right? Mm-hmm. But you've never accepted Jesus, does that mean if there's a heaven, you're not accepted into heaven?
I don't think so. Mm-hmm. I think it's all about your belief in God, honestly.
Okay.
Like, you should never forget Jesus' sacrifice and all of that. Plus, I don't think I'm gonna leave that alone.
I want to hear that. That sounded like a compelling point.
I don't think Jesus is who they portray him to be. Like,
oh yeah, just based on the what's the word? Geography. Based on the geography,
it doesn't even make sense.
They said like had brown hair, like more dark.
Like even in the Bible, it talks about his woolen.
That hair like wool, skin of bronze. Like, that's exactly what that sounds like.
Sound like a brother to me.
Exactly.
Tell me that wasn't funny when Rufus fell from the sky. And he was like, I'm the 13th apostle. He's like, they never heard about the 13th apostle because I'm black. He's like, so you knew Jesus? He's like, knew him. Shit, then they owe me $20.
Yeah, that shit was funny. That shit was funny.
But again, a form of control, right? And even I watched this documentary last year called "Exterminate All the Brutes," and it talked about like how deep white supremacy goes, and just the concept of supremacy. And they justify their actions based on pure blood, and God had to have this pure blood. So all these people who weren't white with blue eyes weren't this pure blood. And so many things have been, and I guess this was my problem, like where it kind of changed for me, because, there was at one point I led a Bible study for people. Mm-hmm. I would feel guilty if I listened to certain music. Like I wouldn't listen to hip hop on Sundays when I was super young, because I think that was the rule in the house too. And just the more I got older, I started saying, that doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. Like, I find it hard to believe that somebody that's about love and care, because you didn't accept something, but you led a good life, you took care of people, you were a good dude your whole life, and you never did anything, the big ones, right? You never killed anybody, you never cheated on your spouse, never coveted your neighbor's wife, none of those things. That because you did, like, it sounds like a human being's ego to me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like me saying you can't come into my house unless you acknowledge that I'm the handsomest in the room.
That probably isn't some type of form of by force and shit.
No, but that's ego.
Yeah.
Because if you never been saved and you lived your life good, technically based on the dogma of most Christian religions, you wouldn't be allowed entrance into heaven. So the dangers of the form of control, right?
Yeah.
Like if you read,
that's literally the main fear of anything. Like if in any religion, if there's certain things that you do, you won't get into heaven. And I feel like that's not 100% accurate.
Getting a tattoo.
Like we all drinking. Yeah, every person on this planet sins. Like even you just.
That's why when you get baptized, you're supposed to wash your sins away.
That wash some of that dirt away. They don't wash the sins away. I'm sorry. Like because I feel like
I'll joke with you. I say, I don't know. There's some demon babies out here.
That's facts. But I feel like it's something with everybody. Everybody's going to do a sin, and you're telling me because I sinned once, just like everybody on this planet, he's just going to throw me away? That makes no sense.
Right? Because you said you could, by definition, you could live a good life all your life, and this one day it was like, I'm a drink and gamble today.
Yeah.
And, I'm gonna smack somebody.
Yeah.
And then you get hit by a bus, you're doomed to eternal damnation after that.
Next thing you know, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have did that.
Right. So I think where it comes in, it comes down to people, right?
Mhm.
So the more I was thinking about it, I came into the idea of the topic thinking that I was just super anti-religion, right?
Mm.
And I do believe, and I said it before, you have to have a certain level of faith in humanity, right? I think when you stop losing that faith in humanity, it's done. I think I've had some personal experience with people that claim to be, and for lack of a better word, super religious, and they just did shitty stuff.
Mhm.
And then I know people whose families are religious, and they let that change their family, like the family who has a child who is homosexual.
Mhm.
And so they want nothing to do with them because that person's going to
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
What?
Makes no sense, yo. That's literally how it is. Like they
You
would
would not
literally
believe
throw
how
their kid
often
away because
it
they feel like
happens.
facts.
Mhm.
But then it was a common belief. I think they had busted Kevin Hart because he had an old tweet that said, "My son better not be gay."
yeah,
Because that's how people believed in that time. But I think the world is in a different place where people are open-minded and there's so much research to do. I'm not crazy enough to believe that everything just came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
I do believe in a deity, but even I question that sometimes. Why do you believe in a deity? Do you feel it, or is it because you've always been told it?
Like the Big Bang
It's-
Theory? Like we're just
No,
I've
just
had-
any kind of higher power.
Yeah,
'Cause
I've
if you ever
had
watched
times
this-
where I felt like I did feel some type of
Connection.
connection directing me to certain things that I should do. I definitely do feel like that, but not everybody feels that experience at times.
Right.
I feel like it's personally because they like most atheists and all that. They don't want to or don't believe
Right.
that there's a possibility of that.
Yeah, and not the people that go out of their way to tell you I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
I think you're just saying that because you want to feel fucking special. Like when people are vegans and they want to tell you I'm a vegan and they keep throwing in your face that they're vegan.
You catch
But-
me eating salmon one day.
I do think
oh, you so much of a vegan, huh?
this is cauliflower salmon.
Okay.
I find it hard to believe that just. It's funny. Have you ever watched Ancient Aliens? Probably not. You ever see Ancient Aliens?
That show for history?
Yeah.
Or sci-fi?
When they first brought the shit on, it was fascinating. Then they just started getting kooky with the shit.
Oh, yeah.
But they showed a lot of things that could be aliens
Mm-hmm.
that were in the Bible. Like they talk about, I don't know the story. Forgive me. I don't know the stories, but
Yeah.
this chariot in the sky, and they relate it to a flying saucer. Like they go into a lot of deep detail about it, but like, holy shit. What if the higher power that created us is just another race of being on another planet?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I feel like any of that shit's possible, honestly. But I don't feel like it's an actual specific entity. Like it can be anything. I feel like I can't even fucking explain it. It's literally like there's no amount to what that deity could be. Like
Right.
it can be between a speck of dust to the biggest thing in the world. Like
Right.
there's no actual stable on what it could be. That's why I feel like it's all about your faith and your belief and how you feel when you have these times that you feel like he's speaking to you.
I read a book called, and I love the way the author addressed this, called "You Are a Badass,"
Mm-hmm.
and she talked about like the one of the points of the book. She talked about like the need to meditate, and she talked about connecting with source energy or God, and she said or God or whatever you believe in. And I do believe there's a source energy. I do believe in manifestation, right? Like I used to tell this story. I would give my testimony in church about how I couldn't get my car fixed one time, and I just sat in the car and prayed. And the part that I had replaced 2 or 3 times, it just started working.
Mm-hmm.
I had done nothing different. It just started working. And you could argue, yeah, was that God or was that just me manifesting that it was working?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do believe there's some peace in prayer. I do believe there's some, even down to meditation. For the longest, I wouldn't meditate because somebody had told me a long time ago that meditation opens your brain up to the devil.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
I heard that before.
huh?
I think I heard that song before.
Yeah, and so for the
Meditate,
longest,
yeah,
even when I
yeah.
first started meditating, I was like, am I opening my brain up to the devil? Because they say, well, if you leave a clear mind, you open the devil to it. But in meditation, you're not really clearing your mind. You're learning to focus your mind on a particular thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just so many things. Like, again, like what things have you robbed yourself of because of this controlling belief. And I don't want to make it sound like religion is all bad.
Yeah.
I think in places where there's community, it brings community together. You know, there have been people that they've done something in life or they were addicted to something and religion has helped them get past and through that point in their life. Or like the groups that go out and, you know, they take it upon themselves to help, you know, people who are in dire need, whether it be homeless people or people overseas in different countries. So I don't want to make it seem like it's all bad and I'm like, you know, outside protesting. But I don't think anybody should feel guilty for having an open mind and seeking their own way.
Nah, shouldn't nobody feel guilty about that. It's up to everybody to build their own connection. Like, I can't build nobody else's connection for them. Like, they actually have to seek it out on their own. So how you go about it, it's all on you. It's just as long as you go about it.
I just feel like I'm a therapist over here. Speak y'all. And I'm missing the corner over here in the dark. Like,
taking notes.
I don't
know. What's your thoughts? You've been very uncharacteristically quiet.
Yeah. Well, for me, I pray before I go to sleep, stuff like that. But I really don't think, for me, I don't need to go to a church to pray.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's just a place where you go. Because I was like, I don't see the thing giving tithe. That's the thing about me. It's like, you call me cheap and shit, but it's like, you know, they're like, so you ain't been giving your tithe up this month. You know what I'm talking about. They're like, yeah, you kind of missed short. Everybody else been passing your time, my brother. I'm like, I don't think I need to come here. I'm paying your rent money, buddy.
Bro, when I worked at the bank and I worked in a supermarket branch, they were open on Sundays. And Sundays after church let out, and some of the churches had accounts with us, and you would see the amount of fucking cash and checks that they would deposit on a weekly basis, tax free.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like who's that one dude? Joel Osteen, right? He had a big church. That's all another thing about religion. The storms and all the other stuff was going on, and he
ain't even open that shit up.
Yep. But you think he going to heaven? Shit, if I was God, I'd be like, hey man, I see. You see what time it is? It's time to throw you down.
Facts.
It's just crazy.
I had another point that they used to say that too. Like, you're a good person, but because you don't go to church, you're not going to heaven.
Yeah. I can't agree with that. Like,
I see. It's because I want to drive like 25, maybe 10 minutes to go to church. I'm not going to heaven. Maybe my car broke down. Well, actually get one of them van shuttles. They gonna probably throw all the excuses out there. Maybe I can't. Maybe I don't got a phone.
Oh shit!
Excuses.
Nah,
I don't know. Hang on. I was looking at my other point. I had a point and I freaking forgot about it. One of the articles I read, they talked about. I wanted to quote this Albert Einstein thing. I thought it was great. It said, if people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. And I thought it was relevant because I think you're a good person because Darien's a good person, right? I think you're a good person because you're a good person. I'm a good person because I'm a good person. I think most people...
Are you? It's like, no.
Most point.
Yeah, you're a good person.
I think most people are good people naturally, except for sociopaths, because they don't feel any guilt about shit, right? That's what makes them sociopaths. But if you're as a society, if you're only doing good, and you think about how religion was using, that's what I was going to bring up, the church thing. You ever read the Canterbury Tales? They make you read it in like world literature.
I don't know.
So I had to read the Canterbury Tales. But what was interesting is in Catholic religion, when you go to confession, you have to pay a penance, right? And today the penance is X amount of prayers. Like, 4 Hail Mary. You might have noticed it in movies when they go to the confession booth and they say. But in the English times, you would go to church and you would confess your sins to this man, and you would have to pay a penance, which was a monetary value. So pay a penance was a monetary value. So to get your sins absolved with the man upstairs, I guess almost, you had to pay for that.
It's like a therapist. Like, that's what a therapist said.
They tricking motherfuckers to try to buy their way into heaven.
Bro,
you think it worked like that?
Right. And that's, again, the point I'm making. Like, the Albert Einstein quote is so powerful because you could argue without any type form of religion, would people inherently be good?
Probably not.
No, really, no.
We will never know. Right?
Yeah, true. We'll never know.
Probably be assholes.
Like, if you took
but you never know though.
If you took a group of babies and you only raised them on education, no theology whatsoever, and put them in society together, how would that society function? I'd be curious to see it. Damn, did I stumble upon another like movie idea?
Somebody probably did that shit too, probably.
I need to research that.
Facts.
But that would be interesting.
That would be interesting to see if they could
You the type of
coexist.
person to go to dark web and go deep diving in that bitch like, yeah, this is cool.
I'm scared of viruses. There's only so much I look at. I need like a burner computer or some shit.
If he gets the burner computer, like, this is deep diving.
No, but I'm like it's interesting. Like you've heard of people raised in the wild and they act like animals because animals, and I think that's what makes us different, right? Animals don't have any conscious thought. Everything an animal does, minus domesticated animals, is based on instinct, right? I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I eat this thing. That's what I'm going to get. It's not I hope the store has this today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
they gotta hawk that shit down.
Right. So, and it's so much different mythology out there and like the stuff that people believed. Because if you think about it, when back in the day when they just had like a loincloth on and they were hunting and they would see shit like the stars and the moon and shit, they know what it was, so they came up with an explanation for it. Their human brain decided, that's a God up there. And that comes because of the God. And if we don't please the God, and right?
Yeah.
Brain start playing tricks on you.
Yep.
Brain start playing tricks on you. Get it, boys.
That's facts, though. That's literally how you interpret. If you don't know what the fuck it is, people end up claiming it to be whatever they can think it to be.
And then when you start, and then again, like if you weaponize it, I can get everybody to do what I want to do.
That guy said you got to give this
cults.
so you can get that.
That's what cults are, technically.
Yeah.
That also is kind of based off religion too, cults.
Yeah.
Cult leader.
They are. They're always based off, and a lot of them are based off of, I was about to say man-made, but they're all man-made. Man-made religion. Like, it's somebody who literally thought one day, all right, this is our guidelines, this is what you have to do, and that's it. But that shit's crazy.
Yeah. Final thoughts, sir?
Final thoughts. Believe what you want to believe. I don't give a fuck. But everybody's interpretation of it is their own. If you believe in God, you believe in all these other, because I know there's supposed to be different gods and all that. But I feel like they all the same person. But whatever you believe in is what you believe in. Have faith in something, and don't try to force your opinions on somebody else. Everybody's meant to live their life their way.
See, that's the point I was thinking too. I think you don't make fun of somebody who believes whatever they believe. And I try hard not to do that. Like, that's what your belief is. And I think it's important to have a conversation about it, right? To understand, not just automatically say, well, that person's this religion, so they're going to hell because they're the wrong religion. And it's funny, I remember being a kid and constantly thinking, what if I am in the wrong religion?
Twilight
you going to hell.
Nah, you start playing the Twilight Zone music.
Yeah, but I think it's important to overall be a good moral human being. Take care of people around you. Be a good person. Respect the beliefs of other people, right? Because everybody's entitled to what they believe. That's non-harming and non-hurtful. And just go on about your business. What's your final thought, Zach?
And that's the truth. It ain't your goddamn business.
Be cool. Don't be a fool. Just be in your own lane.
I thought he
Go
was
at your own
I
pace.
thought he was going to say stay in school.
Oh, shit.
No, but be in your own lane. Don't try to do something because somebody else tell you to do it, you know? Just like religion. You know, you want to do this religion, be down with it 100% because you feel comfortable to do it. If somebody else say, hey, man, with this shit, you should get down with it too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if I were to dive into religion, I would dive into an Islamic religion. It just seems like a religion of peace. Just things that I've read about in people's biographies that were of that faith. Anyway, let's see. So, if you guys like this and you tuned in and you're still staying after this conversation, interact with us. The question of the week is, what's your belief? Do you believe that you should have a belief? Do you think belief is healthy, or kind of like the Chris Rock quote from the Dogma movie, is an idea better? Give us your comments down here if you want. or you can also do it on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
At Warm the Crib.
And like Darien always says, after you finish watching this, if that's what you're doing, go listen to it on Spotify, Apple, or Google Play. And if you're listening to it there, go watch it on YouTube. Do both. It's a smart idea. Till next week, we're out. Peace.
I finally caught it at the same time as